What's going on YouTube? Links Forte here, back with another Wi-Fi battle. I just had this battle. It was through the PSS. Can't even think what it's called. The random battle. You can actually find some decent battles. It may take you a while, but you can find some decent battles through it. As you can see, the teams here, I just threw a team together. It's not the best team. It has a lot of weaknesses. Rotom Wash, Crawdaunt, Galvantula, Crobat, Mega, Gallade, and Noivern, and you can see what my opponent has on their team. Funny enough, we actually tried to do the battle once, and then what ended up happening was there was a disconnect. I'm not sure on whose side, but it was still early in the battle. So, you know, they sent me another challenge, and we started battling again. So let's just get into it, because this was actually a really fun and difficult battle for me. So I'm going to lead here with my Rotom Wash, and my opponent's going to lead with Clefable. This was the matchup when we first started, and, you know, there was no reason for me wanting to stay in. So as you can see, Pixie is coming back out. So one of those is the Zoroark, and as you can see here, since this one takes the damage and doesn't transform, the other one was the Zoroark. So she takes the Volt Switch pretty nicely. I'm just going to go straight into my Crobat, because there's no reason not to. She doesn't know what kind of Crobat set I am, or I'm assuming my opponent was a she based on the whatever. So she's gonna go into Donphan. You know, not sure what I want to go for, whether it's the Brave Bird or the Cross Poison. So I'm just gonna go for the Brave Bird, get some good damage off on this Donphan. I don't see, you know, after everything's go through, I don't see any Rocky Helmet damage. I don't see any leftovers. I'm not sure what item this Donphan has. So I'm just going to U-turn out because I don't have anything to hit this Donphan. And I'm not sure what the Donphan's going to want to do, whether it's going to go for a knockoff. So I go into my Rotom, not really caring if, you know, if it knocks off my leftovers. And my opponent goes for the Stealth Rocks. So expecting the Hydro Pump, my opponent's just going to switch back out into the Clefable, knowing I can't really do much to it. So I just go for the Will-O-Wisp, just in case. It allows me to see what ability this Clefable is, and may help me set up later with Mega Gallade if it's not unaware. And since the burn damage didn't go off, that's why I found out that this is a Magic Guard Clefable, which is pretty good for me. I'm just going to Volt Switch out because I don't want to stay in on this thing. And I'm just going to switch out into my Crobat again, because that's the best matchup for me right now. You know, she's gonna fear, or my opponent's gonna fear the Cross Poison every single time. So my opponent's gonna go for the Calm Minds, thinking, you know, I already know what this entire Clefable set is, so there's not much it can do to me at this point in time. So what's gonna end up happening here is, just like last time, I'm gonna go for a Brave Bird, and my opponent's gonna switch out into Donphan. And honestly, we can go back and forth with this. That matchup every single time, due to the fact that Donphan has no recovery, no reliable recovery. I can get my damage off and get out, basically. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. And this is where it pops the Citrus Berry, and I'm just like, okay, well, Donphan really can't do anything to me. So I'm just going to get out because Ice Shard is a thing, and she actually pulls a double, or my opponent actually pulls a double into Gyarados. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for the U-turn. And what this does is it actually does give me a priority to decide what I want to go into. And although even though Stealth Rocks are up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Galvantula, because I know Gyarados is not staying in on this thing. Gyarados is going to leave. I don't know what it wants, what's going to come in. It can be Donphan. I don't care. I have Energy Ball on it. But I'm just going to go for a Thunder. It's my safest play. And here comes the Thunderous to, you know, Voltage Orbit. I know I can take at least one attack depending on what it is. And so I'm just going to go over to Sticky Web. It can help me out later, maybe. I'm not sure. And as you can see, my opponent goes for the Volt Switch. And this is where I kind of start to suspect that this may be a Choice Specs Thunders, just based on that damage. Because had the Thunders gone for a Thunderbolt, it would have taken me out. So right here, this is the perfect scenario for me because, like I said, I have Energy Ball, so I'm going to go right for it. And Donphan may as well have gotten a Sturdy Bag, because that thing lived on one and is able to get a rapid spin kill on me, which is quite annoying. Like, you always hate to see a rapid spin kill. Anyway, I'm going to go into my Crawdaunt and start to set up some Swords Dances. Because Donphan can't really do much to me. She just wants to get the damage off, expecting me to just, go straight for an attack. And I'm like, no, I want to put some holes into your team, so I'm going to start Swords Dancing. And then I get greedy. I knew that I knew there was no way that Donphan was just going to go for an Ice Shard again. So I'm at +4, and obviously I need to just Aqua Jet here, get rid of this Donphan. Now I'm down to 12 HP. And the thing is, this Crawdaunt is basically my only priority on this team. So I don't want to just lose it. Yeah, I'm at 12 HP, but I still have the ability to get rid of Rock, so I can bring it in one more time. And I'm fearing a Zoroark Sucker Punch. So I just go into Rotom. And Zoroark does not go for the expected Sucker Punch, which is a really good play. Goes straight for the Dark Pulse. And as you can see, it has Life Orb. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to leave Rotom in. Rotom at this point is sackable. But my opponent switches. And I have no idea why. Maybe, I don't know if they were thinking I'm Choice Scarf or whatever. I mean, Leftovers has popped many times, even on that turn. I'm just going to go for the safe Pain Split. So I get the health back from Clefable. Now, what I'm thinking now is I need to get out. Rotom still has some viability now that it has some health back on it. So I'm going to Volt Switch out, get some decent damage off on, or some reliable damage off on Clefable. And I'm going to go back into Crobat. Every single time, this is my play. And Crobat is just going to take a Moonblast here. Not a big deal at all. Resist it really easily. And then the Black Sludge. The thing is, I just want to keep forcing this Clefable. I don't want to give it the opportunity to, Moonlight up, set up Calm Minds, and then just proceed to sweep my team. I was expecting the switch, so what I do here is I just go for the Roost. There's no reason for me not to go for a Roost. I want to keep this Crobat around. I still want to, be able to defog those hazards away later. That way Crawdaunt can come in later and just Aqua Jet. So I was pretty sure that Thundurus wasn't Choice Scarf. So I just go for the U-turn here so I can get what I want. So like I said before, Rotom was sackable. Didn't really need him any longer now that Donphan was gone. So I just bring Rotom in to take the hit. And this is kind of where I confirm that it's Choice Specs. Rotom should have been able to live that hit, but it died, so I knew it was Choice Specs. I'm going to bring in Gallade here. I know I have to take this big hit, and I'm risking a lot. I calced it, and it was kind of a roll. But even after taking Rock's damage, I should have been able to live it pretty easily, but it was a roll. So I'm just going to go for a Swords Dance, and as you can see, I live on 3 HP. So I go for the Swords Dance, and from this point on, this is where I believe my opponent started making mistakes. Whether they didn't know what Gallade's speed was or what have you, just overestimated things, I don't know. So I'm at +2, and I couldn't remember what Gyarados' ability was before, but I didn't see an Intimidate. So I'm just thinking, I'm just going to close combat because I calced it, and Gyarados should go down from a close combat. As you can see, it was super effective because it was Zoroark. That's one mistake my opponent made. This is the next mistake. The Gyarados actually comes in, and okay, there's an Intimidate. Now I'm at +1. I calced it again, and I couldn't take Gyarados out. It would have been a roll if I was able to. Gyarados should not have Mega Evolved. Gyarados should have stayed in its base form and just went for a Dragon Dance, and then Mega Evolved. Gyarados could have taken that hit, and then Gyarados would have won the game. But because the Gyarados Mega Evolved, it's a Dark type now, it drops to Mega Gallade. So this is why I say, this is the real reason why I say it was a mistake. You see I'm at low health, and the Victini comes in, and it outspeeds Gallade because it's Choice Scarf. That should have been the immediate switch. I don't know if my opponent didn't remember Victini was scarfed or what have you, but that was the immediate play to make from the time Thundurus went down. So Victini and Clefable are my opponent's last two Pokemon, so Clefable has to come out. This is where I'm kind of making the decision, what do I go into? And I decide I'm just going to go into Northern. A Hurricane should knock it out, you know, as long as I hit. And luckily enough, I hit, and Clefable goes down. Now, I calc it again. Victini can't knock me out, but at the same time, I can't knock Victini out with a Hurricane because I am choice locked into it. So, it's going to be difficult. I'm just hoping for a confusion. And I do get some hacks on my side. I get a crit. And that's the end of the battle. As you can see, it was a great battle. I won this battle 3-0. It was fun. If you guys want to battle me, you know, say it in the comments. Shoot me a message. As always, like, comment, subscribe. And we'll be back soon with another battle, hopefully. Later.